Welcome to Apex Esports League. I'm JT. Tonight we are live on iRacing for the Pagnian Imports Supercars Championship. We are up to round 4. That sees us at Road Atlanta, and it is the full course at Road Atlanta. Session tonight, we have 10 minutes practice. Weather conditions will be partly cloudy. We've got 10 minutes qualifying. The race is 40 minutes, and our usual cap of 47% fuel applies to the supercars. So that means they will need to take fuel to be able to finish the race. Our standings after round 3, we have Cameron Jones leading the championship. He's been pushing that lead out. He's currently on 715 points, and it's pretty tight going down those standings, and there's still ample room for some movement on that championship lead. Our race last week for round 3, we had Chicago Street Circuit, and we had Kai Turner, after qualifying third, took the race win for round 3, and the fastest lap bonus points went to Cameron Jones. Jumping over and looking at the track for Road Atlanta as it loads in. So we are in USA. Track length is 4.06 kilometers. It is a very fast and fun track. These guys are going to be throwing the supercars around and having a great time doing so. We'll bring these across and see how the guys are going for the practice session. If you're joining us for the stream, do jump into the chat, say hello. If you're new to the channel, hit the follow button. Hopefully I don't sound too raspy. After talking for a very long time yesterday for the Anzac 6 hour. Even our drivers, we quite happy it's only just a 40-minute race after 6 hours of racing at Le Mans yesterday. And we did encourage everyone to try and have their Anzac liveries for tonight. All dressed for the occasion yesterday, which was great. And with Anzac Day tomorrow. Very fitting. Hey Mick, thanks for jumping on the stream. We've got 19 drivers loading in at the moment. Kai Turner was our race winner last week. He had some great pace in the car. Is he going to be able to continue that on tonight? All the drivers will be enjoying that there's not so many walls around. Try and make our way through the list. Check out all the drivers' cars. There's a car off in the grass. It's a great Anzac Day livery there as well in the Penrite design. Dave Arnie's had a hit potentially. Coming back on track. Philip Buckland looks like a Anzac livery as well. It's fantastic. Jump on board for a lap around. Peters and Anzac livery as well. It's awesome. Same Penrite. All in this similar paint, that's looking fantastic. A few parked up Fastest time so far in practice is 40 seconds to go. It's Cameron Jones. He's just finished it up at 1 minute 20.031. Second image not coming up for the cars at the moment for some reason. Cameron Jones gets car quickly back out on track for another one. And there's practice complete. It's like Blake Urquhart, one that needs to jump out onto the track for qualifying. Mike Turner jumping on the stream, thank you. Everyone on the stream, you will be able to play some sound effects over the stream. Use those controls, play a variety of sound effects, have some fun with it. Got a good variety to be able to do as the race unfolds. Hey DK, thanks for joining us. Well, hope you're still starting to feel much better. Driver tonight as well, Chase James Tippett. Welcome aboard and good luck on debut race. That's an interesting spot for a car to park up. What's going on there? Looks like it may have been some sort of technical issue just for the car to stop like that. This looked like it may have even frozen. Hey, Uncle Keithy, g'day. He's jumping on. First time laps coming through. Urquhart lands the first one. 1 minute 20.590. Turn up, bringing the car in. We'll jump on board and get a hot lap around. No Steph tonight, DK, she's away tonight. Said she was sad she was missing out on her some of her favourite ones in the series, but she will be here next week for Bathurst. We'll finish it up. Turner, he's actually going for a full hot lap. Fine Sony is on board for a super quick one. Here we go. Down along, hit straight into turn 1. Oh, he's gone very wide. We've thrown the curse at him. He's hit that dirt. He shouldn't be too far away from the looks of the track. That's slowing me back. Yes, there we go. Hopefully we don't throw the curse at Dave Arney as well. Very cautious for this corner. Easy to run out, especially at the race start. And the pit exit line as you drift over towards that right hand side. Livery looks fantastic. Sorry, I wasn't where we were. I was looking at the wrong spot. So now we are on the straight. But he's down into the wrong gear. So there's the pit exit as he veers across. To a chicane into a sweeping right after this corner. And pretty much get a nice line. You go curb to curb, go flat stick. Big lift on that car. Can he save it? No. That curb, very dangerous. Maybe we can actually get a full lap around Road Atlanta. Some luck. Start on board. Jim Caparonis. Got some traffic coming up. Watching this inside curb. And let that car drift out a fair bit, but not too wide into the grass. He's not going to park the car up. I'm not having a whole lot of luck to get a lap in. He's just backing off. Okay, very sharp right hand corner, watching that inside curb. We're going to let the hot drivers through. But along straight with a kink in the middle. Chicanes again, trying to get as much of that outside curb to bring it through. It is a little bit of a lip on the inner curb. You can lift that car, and then the most tricky corners, second last. You have no side at the crest. You have to dive that car, looking like you're going to go off track. And then dive down nice and quick through that final corner. Not the luckiest of laps. Did manage to at least get all the way around with the driver, so we haven't jinxed him with it. Current pole time at 1:19.660. That's Cameron Jones. Okay. A new done up livery. We saw him in a livery change last week. Removing the KFC paint. qualified himself into third with a 120.5. I mean, the next drivers is Jason School and John Gallen in with 121s. Kellen Hodgkinson was in 22s. We just had a whole bunch of times come through. He did drop down, he's nearly 8th, and then jumped back up into 4th position. 20 seconds left to qualifying. So they're essentially last laps now. Hopefully they'll be able to get a full lap in if they're crossing around now. Sessions have been pretty quick to kick across, and it did take a little bit to load in. I'm not sure if Varndell's got a time on the board. It doesn't appear so. Tippett not yet. He runs that nicely out onto that exit curb. Yeah, he gets a time in on 25. So it looks like Jones will have that pole, so we'll take a look at those qualifying results. There we are for round 3 at Road Atlanta. Cameron Jones takes pole position with a 119.660, and the rest of the grid is then Kai Turner, Blake Urquhart, Kellen Hodgkinson, Jason Schooler, John Gallen, Dave Arney, Blake Gallen, Shane Newens, Ricky Hyde, Jim Caperonis, Russell Gander, Dan Bartish, Philip Furlow, and Nathan Peters. And then next page over, Philip Buckland, that's Chase James Tippett, Corey Brand, and Sebastian Varndell not getting in a time. And we'll go back over as the drivers now load in, and it's just crossing over now. So we did just make those results in time. So for Hodgkinson, currently just waiting in pit box. The session will boot us over now. That's the last few seconds. We only got a minute 30 left to grid up. We got most of them coming through.
A few moments later.
It'll be interesting to see how Varndell will go at the race start. He's usually got big pace. Qualifying at the back, he may pull through a fair few positions. I've seen Jones do that after missing the start and then actually struggling with the qualifying time in the series as well. It would be nice if they're door to door to try and battle it out. Yeah, that's going to be a lovely shot for the start of the race. 30 seconds to go. Jones, John Gallen and Hodgkinson not yet gridded. 10 seconds to do so. If they've ducked away, they may be back a grid starting. Well, we're starting back a grid, but well, no, John Gallen's done it. Jones is going to miss it. So that'll see him start from pit lane. Well, it's about to go green for round 4.
Green, green, green.
And a delayed start for Urquhart. Seeing some movement going on. And Jones in the pits. Turner gets away to a fantastic start for it. Hodgkinson got the jump on Urquhart, and it was School that we saw darting to make a position. Early move for Urquhart. That's the inside line. So he can put his sights on Turner now. Looks like there's been contact. Vandel making way up through the rung. He's moved up to position 11 already. Turner is flying away. Some pretty quick first laps even from the grid. Minute 26. They're off to a flying start. So there's contact. Yeah, there's some heavy scrapes to the right inside of that Mustang for Ricky Hyde. Schooler quickly moving to the tail of Hodgkinson. Goes for an outside pass. He's going to carry a heap of speed down the hill. It's going to be difficult to pull up. You can hear squealing of the brakes ahead. That was Urquhart. I'm pretty sure he is carrying heaps of pace down that hill. Hodgkin starts to pull away a little bit. Thanks for the follow as well. Turner keeping about 9 tenths gap from Urquhart, but it looks like that pace is picking up. That previous lap, there was a increase in about 3 tenths for Urquhart. Turner's going to have to look in those mirrors, start playing a defensive line. I think with Raid Atlanta, there's plenty of spots for nestle the car in a few lines, and it will force the drivers that are definitely not being in a prime position. It's going to be those corner exits that you're going to have to look at more so. Schooler finding it difficult to get that open door. Jones just past Capronis. He's moving through from pit lane start. He's now sitting in P10, 2 laps in. No qualifying time for Vandel. Now in 6th. That gap has dropped another few tenths over the course of that lap. John Gallen and Blake Gallen closing in. Looks like Blake Gallen's made up most of that gap over the course of this lap. He was nearly half a second off John Gallen's time the previous one. Schooler still not being able to see an opportunity to get around. Urquhart's dropped that gap back again. Turner picked up the pace pretty big, 4 tenths up that lap. Finish it. Fix out second car image. That's a bit nicer. Yeah, DK Turner is super smooth. Feels like that at Chicago street circuit. It was a fantastic run. Almost untouchable in the street circuit. It's going to be great seeing him fly around Road Atlanta. Can he manage to do the same outcome from last week? He's got the Anzac Day stuff on the side of the car as well. It's great seeing everyone look to the call and try and throw some Anzac gear on. I do appreciate all our veterans, former and currently serving. Oh, Mark Tony loves Bathurst. Yeah, going to be looking forward to next week then. It's going to be a intense battle next week. Schoolers drop back big time now. Varndell's really moved up. He's in P4, closing in on the tail to Hodgkinson. Arnie also quickly closing in on Schooler. His pace has dropped a fair bit. Previous lap, 22.3. Jones making a good run through from that pit lane start. That's quite interesting. It looks like we've had more contact registered in the race tonight than we did at Chicago Street Circuit. It was an impeccably clean race last week. It was not expected. I thought the walls were going to definitely have it over most of the drivers. It's an unforgiving track for 40 minutes with no errors. Hodgkinson hold onto the tail of Varndell. He's quickly got around. Turner not slowing down. Now that gap is pushing out. 1.3 seconds currently. Caparese right on the tail of Newens now. He's 2 tenths quicker. So now I'm looking backwards the other way. 2 tenths slower than Newens on the previous lap. There's currently 7/10 gap between the two. Looks like he might be dropping away. Newens being able to push out a bit more. But he's closing in on Schooler. Looks like another error made. Blake Gallen and John Gallen moved up. Looks like, oh, there's some front end damage to Schooler's car. So he's taken a hit and he's probably driving with some battle damage. It's going to be definitely affecting the car with the look of that front right. I think even the back right appears to have some damage as well. Turner flying around in this Commodore. Here, a little bit of a spool. Getting that power down, he's pushing that car. Schooler quickly dropping pace now. Both Newens and Caparonis quickly closing in. With a damaged car like that, it's not going to stand too much chance to a pass here. He's actually moving aside to let him through. Did temporarily block Newens. And he wasn't putting up a fight for that. Oh, that was a very tight line. Schooler trying not to lose too much pace, but not trying to be in the road. Urquhart, big pace pickup from that previous lap, 6/10 quicker than Turner. That's lap traffic coming up for our race leader. Philip Furlow just ahead now. Looks like he's not too far. Oh, there's a car. It's just off track, or is that in pits potentially? No, it is. There might be a car that's gone off. That might have been Bartosz. He's got damage. He was caught up earlier in the race. Furlow's just come into the pits. So no holding up for race leader. But more traffic to contend with for Turner. Just some unlucky timing on approach to one of the lap cars. Could easily allow that gap to close in for Urquhart. And then can also go the other way. Urquhart could then get stuck behind. That's Buckland. Lets them through. Look at that gap, it's closed down, 0.4 now. Oh, a lot of rear slip from Turner. He's pushing this car now, he's seeing that gap close. drivers coming up onto Schooler. We're well within the margin that the drivers could come in and take some fuel. May pay for Schooler to come in, use that fast repair, get the car back out in full form. And a third contender now closing in. 1.6 seconds away from race lead now is Sebastian Vandel after not getting in that qualifying time. And DK Urquhart is doing well to keep on Turner. Oh, he's closed that in really quick. Swings out for a move. Inside line advantage here. If Turner can keep a little bit of a slip, he's dropped that pace, but he saves the car. Sebastian sees the opportunity to sneak in as well. That's 2 down for Turner, but he's still right on their tail. Pretty sure this is going to be a fantastic fight for the race win. Bit of rear slip, the corner exit for Vandel. From the gearbox on Urquhart's car. Oh, look at Vandel closing in. It's a fantastic run. I'll say a lot of curb, dropped a little bit of pace. Turner brings the car into the pits, allows Jones to move up to P3. That was a little bit rough. He came very close to coming undone there. Went in sliding the car through. He's trying to cover as much ground as he can. Previous lap he was about 7 seconds away. He's got that down to 5.8. On an error from Urquhart's allowed Van der Gelly door to door. Urquhart bad position to be able to maintain. Oh, looks like a tow for Bartosz. Seeing two off tracks. May have just actually had to park the car, I'm not sure. Doesn't appear to be any contact. Jones in the pits. That's Brand just exiting the pits. John Gallen, Newens and Caparanus coming in. Vandel pulling away from Urquhart now. Turner enters in position 6. An 18.6 seconds stop. Comes out 41 seconds behind. And there's a nice gap between himself and P5. Turner can just focus on perfecting those corners, pushing some time on those laps, and that's going to see him sit straight back out, if not potentially a little bit closer to the other two once they pit in. Hodgkinson takes race lead. Urquhart and Vandel both coming to the pits. This will be a race out of the pits between the two. Vandel's underway. Urquhart's a little bit further up. He just gets in front of him as well. And here's Turner coming out. Side by side with Urquhart. No, gets in front. So if the drivers have got more than enough fuel to finish out the race, Turner makes it up in pit lane. Drivers ahead now. Leading three is Hodgkinson, Arnie and Gallen. They will need to stop and take that fuel on to finish out the race. So the first three drivers that were leading that have been in and taken that forced stop is Turner, Urquhart and Vandel. And before peeling off for pits, it was Vandel in the lead. And he's actually dropped down 2 positions. And then we've got some lap traffic to contend with. This could be a good opportunity for Turner. Oh, is Urquhart actually going to go for a move here at the chicane? He's not far enough along. They're too wide. Let's put Urquhart offline. Vandel could probably sneak through here. He does. Fantastic camera shot for the battle here. Hodgkinson still stays out. It's like Blake Gallen's peeled off into the pits. Gander's just made contact. Not sure if Newen's also coming back on track from anything. He's just making his way through. I think it may have been a lone incident. Hodgkinson stays out. There's 16 minutes 50 to go. Arnie in position 2. Turner's dropped back. May have been an error. Yeah, there's an off track that was picked up for Turner. And a big open opportunity for Vandel to move up ahead of both Turner and Urquhart. Hodgkinson and Arnie now coming in. Vandel ends up in race lead. He has led for 2 laps. Urquhart for 1. 12 laps by Turner. And then Hodgkinson after those 3 all came into the pits. Currently on lap 18. That undercut in pit lane that Urquhart pulled off, difference in the pit times, 20.5 seconds to a 20.1. Turner's now got Jones right on the tail. Inside with Jones. Let's see how much lift there is on those curves. Jones now putting on a pretty good lead over Turner. He's moving him quite quick. That's going to see Jones start to close in probably over the next lap and a half in comparison to pace that he's been putting in. Vandel pulling away from Urquhart. If not getting that qualifying lap in, that's a movement of 18 positions. It's pretty much a position every lap. We've done 19 laps so far. He did actually make up most of that in the first lap in saying that. And he maintained about the same gap that he had to Hodgkinson earlier on. Hodgkinson had a much longer pit stop, 25 seconds compared to 19.8 seconds for Arnie. Just a little cautious going through that corner. Looks like Arnie may be able to close some gap here. Caperanus and High contesting for P11. Oh, he goes very wide. Can he save the car? It's going to be hard to pull up. He's going to try and not dive into the cars. Manages to avoid incident. Oh, and there's another car just followed. I'm not sure whose car that is. That must have been Russell Gander's car. This is an off track. Was that or Caperanus? No, it definitely wasn't that. That was very close. Look at the aggressiveness of the track onto the car. You'd even see Jones absolutely thrashing through those corners as Urquhart was. They were pushing big time. That off-track error costs position 2. Urquhart. Jones moves up. Can he make up the 4 seconds? There's 9 minutes 40 left. We're seeing lap times of 1:20. Oh, big slide for Vandel. These tyres are probably starting to get a bit iced. track is rather aggressive on the rubber. Like there had been a previous loss of control for John Gallen as well. 22, and he's also managed to keep it under control. He's dropped a bit of pace. He was sitting marginally closer to Arnie. Oh, and off just ahead. Hodgkinson appearing to pull away from Arnie now. There's a long gap to position 4. That's Kai Turner. He's got a good 20 seconds over 5th. I think I just saw a blink as well. Oh, that's an off. That's Jones. He was closing the gap pretty quick to Vandel. He made up a couple of seconds. There is probably not much more you can get out of that car before it could potentially turn it into an issue. Hey, Simo, thanks for jumping on. Good to see you on track again. Oh, next week. That'll be great for see you on Bathurst. Yeah, Mark, we definitely do see more supercar racing, and it's great when you get some good, hard and clean racing as well. So there's been some fantastic battling going on here. That's Hodgkinson just ahead of Brand. Six minutes left to go now. So we've only got 4 or so laps to go. We've completed 24. Jones, you can see Vandel just up ahead. He's got 1.5 seconds to close in. Some good info. Jones winning RSRA Championship, and then Kai won the Super 2 RSRA. Yeah, we definitely seeing some similar pace amongst there. They can definitely handle their supercars. Lap traffic ahead, that's Russell Gander. Oh, he's put himself off as well. Can't flash the light, he's caught up. Looks like Tippett. That's an awkward spot. Try and move aside. Less than a second between P1, P2, 3 minutes to go. Like there'd been some contact for Peters. He's just got back on track. Yeah, he's taken front left hit. It looks pretty hard. Farndell's going to take this win. He's definitely going to have to play defensive. The pace that Jones is bringing in. Essentially about 2 laps of the race to go. Some more lap traffic to get around. Both sneak through. Jones positioned very nicely in the braking zone. Caught up big ground. Jones makes up a lot of pace through this section. Gets rather aggressive, throwing that car through. You can see, take that more inner line, taking a whole lot of curb. Inches between the two cars. Will Jones get side by side? Will Farndell have the inside advantage for the left-hander? Tucks in. He had the track position, narrowly avoids contact. Urquhart and Turner are closing in as well. Looks like there's about half a second difference between the two. That's a white flag. It's a final lap. We've only just been seconds in it, potentially seeing it being a checkered flag. Just got through. Oh, that was close. Turner gets Urquhart big. That's been a mistake for Urquhart. He's dropped back. Huge opportunity for podium for Turner now. Only a few corners left in it. Oh, there's a lot of slip from both. Tuck side by side. There's contact. It's put Jones off. And wall contact as well. He's just going to have to roll that car in. Hopefully it's not critical damage. Yeah, he's taken huge engine damage. There's checkered flag for Vandel. Yeah, I don't think there's any. I think it may have actually killed the engine. That is incredibly lucky. Well, that's a podium for Turner. Actually, is he stopped and let Urquhart free? Look at that damage, it's huge. I think Turner's just crossed the line after and then stopped. It'll be interesting to see what went on with track positions. Hodgkinson in P5, Arnie 6. Yeah, that's after the checker where we saw Turner pulling up. Like Gallen doing a burnout. John Gallen there. Schooler in 9th. Few drivers still. Oh, it was Turner redressing from what Mark Turner's saying. They must have been having a great battle. Newlands 10th. It looks like all drivers finishing up now. So we'll take a look at those results now. And our race winner for round 4 at Road Atlanta after 30 laps is Sebastian Vandel, having gained 18 positions. And then on the podium in position 2 is Blake Urquhart, and P3 is Kai Turner. And we'll see if our drivers are gearing up to get into the interview channel while we check out the rest of the results. We've got then the rest of the standings. Callan Hodgkinson, Dave Arney, Cameron Jones, Blake Gallen, Jason Schooler, John Gallen, Shane Newans, Ricky Hyde, Jim Caparonis, and we've got Nathan Peters, Corey Brand, Russell Gander, Philip Buckland, Chase James Tippett, and Philip Furlow, and Dan Bartish. And I think he may have actually exited out. I'm not sure how many laps here. He only managed to get 12 in, so I'm not sure what happened there. And then hopefully our drivers have jumped over. Yes, we've got Urquhart and Vandel. And congratulations, guys. That was some pretty hard fighting.
Oh yeah, definitely was very close there in the end. I'm not sure what happened to Cameron, whether it was netcode or he had some wheel spin or he made contact. Or
yeah, it was pretty close. It was a last moment opportunity for him to go for it and positioned on that line, and it's very loose on that position as well, so wouldn't be surprised. But essentially I think it killed his engine with the wall contact after he'd gone off, so he was just enough to be able to roll the car across.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, but it was such a good battle there for the last 2 laps. It was I definitely had the adrenaline pumping.
Yeah, it definitely would have. He closing so quick, and he's throwing those cars around. I don't know if the tyres were also getting a bit scuffed as well, but yeah, the tails were sliding, and then the curb strikes were just throwing those cars side to side, and it was great just seeing his position side by side and trying to get those elbows out amongst it all.
Yeah, definitely. It was fight for every inch the last 2 laps there, and the tyres were definitely not very happy at the end of the race. They were pretty sad.
Yeah, definitely. And good run there, Erk.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Fights amongst everywhere, and Looked like he had a little bit of a scrape as well up the side.
Yeah, Kyle put me in the fence on the second lap. On the second lap to go. I don't know if you said it into turn 1.
Yeah,
But
you
yeah,
see he's closing
first time on the
together.
podium this season.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no, I'll take that. No, it was wasn't too bad around Rotalenda, near the track. So, no, move on to next week and keep pushing.
Yep, that's it. And made up some good ground too, Seb, with not getting that qualifying time in.
Yeah, definitely. It was very interesting at the start. There was cars everywhere. It was sort of just tiptoe through and try and minimise the damage.
Yeah, gained 18 positions, but you made up most of that just in the first lap too. So it was pretty good run. It would have been great flying through on amongst it all and not getting caught up as well.
Yeah, it was good fun. It was good clean racing tonight. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's great, and especially with no practice for you and a good weekend of racing for yourself as well.
Yeah, it was a good weekend of kart racing, and I was looking forward to coming back here because I missed the last 2 rounds of spewing, but it's good to be back this week.
Yeah, awesome, and hopefully see you for Bathurst to finish it off next week as well.
Yeah, definitely, I'll be there. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, awesome. Congrats, guys, and good luck to finish it off next week.
Thanks, JT.
Cheers, JT.
And there's our race winner, Sebastian Vandel, and P2 Blake Urquhart. So congratulations to our podium drivers, which is Vandel, Urquhart, and Turner. And then what an intense battle between all the drivers at that end there. It's going to be great to see them finish it out at Bathurst next week. And then that will be the final round for the Supercars Championship, and then we'll be gearing up to start our next series, and then we'll be getting into some open wheelers for them, so it's going to be pretty exciting for them to swap from these Supercars into it, but you definitely don't want to be missing Mount Panorama next week for that. And there's even more V8 action this Thursday night with round 4 on Project Cars 2, so if you haven't hit that follow button, do so. You'll be notified when we go live for that. That'll be at 7:45 PM on Thursday. Otherwise, back same time again next week for the final round of the Pagnian Imports Supercars Championship, live at 7:35 PM. Hope to see you then, and thanks for tuning in, and see you trackside next time.